Hey guys, gp.theriot here. Okay, so I am here with my branch partner, Tom Sherman.
Hey guys.
And Tom here, we had to jump on video and share this with you because, we're hearing, we get it right now. It's a battlefield out there of these offers not getting accepted. Well, I want to brag on Tom here because you've got 29 closings for this month, the month of March.
Very thankful.
Yeah, and so we were talking, it's like, Tom, what are you doing, or how are you coaching your agents, your referral partners to get these offers accepted? So can you just highlight like what's working and kind of just go over with this market? Because I know these buyers are getting fatigued and they're losing their confidence. Like, can I get an offer accepted? Even these agents.
Yeah,
and I think it's critical that, this shows like it matters who you work with.
Yeah. GP, and I know you're going to be doing a lot of classes about a lot of the strategies we're going to be talking about. And so I'm going to kind of highlight some of the things that we're doing now.
Perfect. And
then I know you'll be coming back with classes on really kind of the details here.
Right.
But the first thing I really want to focus on is something you mentioned, which is team. And so many people talk about team, but they really don't understand what a team is. And so I want to tell you that a team, they start at the beginning working together, they go through the entire game together, they close together, and they're together after the game, right?
Right.
And so that's the same thing with your real estate team. Your real estate agent, your lending partner, your title partner, if you're all not working together as a team, it doesn't happen, right? So the first strategy is, if you don't have a team, you better develop one. And if you do have a team, you better get really, really deep with that team. So one of the strategies that we employ is we make sure that every agent partner on our team is connecting us with buyers long before they're actually searching for properties. Okay, that's a really key thing, because if you call us with a client that's under contract, there's no strategic conversation. It's, hey, how do we get you qualified to close on this home?
Right.
When we talk with that client before, we're helping them understand what's going on in this market. We're talking to them about different strategies. We'll talk about the appraisal gap strategy in just a few minutes. But we're talking about different ways that we can coach that client through the process so that when they actually get to writing an offer, all of the concerns and anxieties around the financing of that, around the shortages in the appraisal, around interest rates rising, all of that is gone. So the first key is going to be team. You got to make sure your team is developed and then make sure that you're working together right from the get-go. A couple of those strategies that we work are, we look at interest rate strategies. One of those, when you talk about an interest rate strategy, what we're talking about is explaining to the buyer what happens if they don't buy today in a rising interest rate market, right? So we're talking about what happens to their payments. We're talking about what happens if they wait a year. Part of that strategy also takes into account the increase in value in homes, right? We're seeing a 15 to 20%, think about that, 15 to 20% appreciation this year in real estate.
That's huge.
Who cares about interest rates if the home values are up 20% in a year, right? Interest rates could double and it wouldn't impact as much as that. Right. So we talk about that with the client. What that does for our agent partners is it helps them understand and talk with the client at a totally different level, because they're not having to explain rising interest rates. They're not having to explain appreciation. That's all been addressed, right? The second thing we talk a lot about is the appraisal gap strategy.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
As all of you know, we're typically seeing in today's market offers that are 10 to 20% above list price. Now think about that. 10 to 20% above list price. Well, if you haven't had that conversation with your buyer and you haven't helped that buyer understand what they need to do in order to get this transaction, that buyer is going to freak out the minute you tell them they're offering more for the house than it's quote unquote listed for. So we talk about our appraisal gap strategy, which brings into account things like different loans that help the borrower put less money down. We talk about utilizing equity in other properties. We talk about gifts. We talk about borrowing against 401ks. We talk about all kinds of different strategies in order to help get the client to cover that appraisal delta. The third thing that we're really focused on as well is just what's going on in this market. We call it our communication strategy, and we're helping communicate all kinds of different things that are occurring in this market, whether that's what's happening with population in Dallas, what's happening with home values in Texas, what's happening with jobs, right? We had the lowest unemployment numbers since 1969 were reported today. Right? And so we help people understand that, they may be paying a little bit more for this home, but the reality is incomes are going up, home values are going up, Dallas is getting bigger and better, and Texas is bigger and better. We're communicating that through our communication strategy to help the clients understand what's going on.
Well, I love that. And the first thing you said is team. I think that is critical. But out of everything you just shared, it comes back to the buyer going out there with confidence.
Absolutely.
I mean, if they go out there with the confidence, saying, you know what, sign that appraisal waiver. I know we can get this deal. We've got the strategy. I'm confident. Yeah, going over confidence. And that's what we're prepping them for. My military background is like, hey, we're prepping them before they go out in the battlefield.
Absolutely.
And our teams, they're ready.
Yeah, I had a client that I met with yesterday, and it was very interesting. It was a first-time home buyer.
Mm-hmm.
And the questions that the client asked me were, number one, what am I doing buying a house in this market? Because aren't we in a housing bubble? Okay. Number two, the client asked me, how much money do I need to buy this house? Okay. And then number three, the client asked me, what are interest rates?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, what's interesting to me is this was not an agent that I typically work with. And so I followed up those three questions with a question of my own, which was, how long have you been looking for a home? Would you like to take a guess how long she's been looking?
Yesterday.
No. So sadly, this client had been looking for a home for almost 6 months.
Oh, wow.
And had not had those questions answered in 6 months.
Wow.
Amazing. And again, that goes back to the focus of a team. So many times our goal has been, well, we just got to get the client into the car and show them homes. That really can't be our strategy.
No. The game has changed, and you have to have strategies. You have to have the right team. So guys, we are here at Benchmark. We're putting classes together for you, and we'll be putting them out there. If it's on, these strategies, the appraisal waiver gap, how to find the right team. We're excited because we've got to bring that value too.
Absolutely. And the communication strategy is the key. So we'll keep developing that for y'all as well.
Absolutely. Well, Tom, congrats to a great month.
Thank you.
29 closings this month.
It doesn't happen without team.
That's right.
Our agents, our team at the office, everybody's involved.
Awesome. Well, hey, you know how to end up on videos.
Absolutely.
Go out there and do this.